Okay, ladies, it's time to start working with masks. I know you don't like the idea and you've gotten attached to your eraser, but you really need to start using masks. It will open up possibilities for you and allow you to develop your technique and make better and better work. So suck it up and let's get to learning it. I have this texture open and I'm going to give it to you as well in the lesson. And I'm going to open the image I'm giving you, and I just wanted to open it on the video so you can see how nice this feature is. Over on the image, I right-click and say copy image, not save, just copy image. I come over here and I file new. This first clipboard is exactly the size of the image that I just copied. So if I say create, then I can then go edit or image, well, where is it? Edit, paste. Boom, there it is. Now, you might not want it on that size canvas and you may want to trim it or do different things. One thing you can do is to, so you know, might be better to save it and open it and drop it on your canvas where you want it. But another thing you can do is change the canvas size. So right now it's 800 wide. You can't make it smaller or you will actually chop off some of the picture. But I can make this, let's see, 2000 wide. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's better. It's way too much, but now I can just trim it down to whatever size I want to work with. Okay, so I picked a purposefully very simple background to make this easy. And I do not want you to use quick actions. I want you to actually do it yourself. So I'm going to create a layer, drag it to the bottom, and fill this empty layer. Oh yeah, it's been a while. Click on the background color to select it, fill. And you'll see that it's not exactly, because it's kind of, lighting can affect how it looks. So this is where we will use our first mask. You hit the little picture down here next to FX, add layer mask. It puts a white layer next to our girl. White means you can see right through it. So it's, at this point, has made no difference to the image. But when you go to your brush and you want to use a soft brush, under general brushes there should be a nice soft round brush. You want the hardness to be pretty far down, and the size you can affect by just hitting your open and close brackets. If not, you can do this and size it up from here. Sorry, cut off that part a little bit. But it's easier just to do your open and close brackets. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have my brush on. I'm sitting on the mask. See how it's got the white box around it? And, oh, I'm sorry. I cut out, here, let me see if I can shrink. Oh, look at that. So I wanted you to see that the opacity is pretty low. So I might up it a little bit, but I want to be careful, right? And in this case, I think my brush can be a little bigger. And I'm just basically clicking and dragging over that line. Careful not to get too close to her. And that's why then you can hit the lower bracket, make that brush a little smaller as we have to get closer to her body. Now notice what's happening over here on the mask layer. It's turning black in those areas. So black means you can't see it. So basically we're making it seamless by erasing the edges of her image to blend into the non-variant, the solid color background. There we go. Now for the challenge really is to take this texture and drop it over her. So we're going to pull it to her screen and drop it. If you have trouble with that, let me know, because there are other ways to do it and I used to have trouble with it. But my new computer likes it better. And resize. Now put it in place there. We're going to again hit that little mask thing, and we're going to take the opacity back so we can see what we're doing, which I think you probably already do when you're erasing or blending. So I pull the opacity back, and making sure that the white box is around my mask, I'm again going to take my soft brush, which will still be selected, and I might up the opacity a bit more. You don't want to get it really high. It's better to just click on it a few times, but make my brush a little bigger. And keep it very soft, and you can go over her. Now it's awkward, I know. When I first started using this method, I felt like I couldn't get very close to the edges. I felt like I couldn't be very precise about it. But really, it's just a matter of getting used to it, because then you adjust, like you realize you can't click quite so close to the edge. Or if you do click too close to the edge, that maybe you need to make your brush a little harder for some spots. So I'm using my up and down bracket to adjust the size of my brush just to get this background off of her. Hair is always a little tricky. But there, now you see how some of that coloring is on her jacket. So I'm going to try to remove it from her jacket. I noticed that right here started to get too much taken away. So I'm going to come back with an opposite, putting the white on top to bring it back. And I'm going to swap it again and make it smaller so I can go down her leg and hopefully not make that line next to her leg. That's better. Make it a little bigger again and check on her thigh. There. And that's all I want you to do. Just put these two images together and post your results. I know you can do it. Masks are your friend.